Welcome to the Decluttering Experiment.
Two sisters, one project.
Hi, I'm Wendy, the older sister, organized, logical, and passionate about all things involving simplicity and minimalism.
And I'm Jill, the younger sister, unorganized, easily distracted, and overwhelmed. I'm in desperate need of a whole house overhaul.
Can Wendy help Jill declutter her house and reclaim her life?
Keep listening to find out. Hi, Wendy. How are you today?
I'm great, Jill. How are you?
Oh, I'm a little worn out. A little worn out from our decluttering we just did.
Yes, I'm actually a little worn out too, although
You did all the walking back and forth. I just sat on the floor and handed you stuff.
right, which we're going to talk about in a little bit. First, we're going to update the listeners on some of the things we've talked about in the past. And I do have a good quote here. Trust the power of the decluttering momentum. And I feel like we're making a lot of momentum.
We are, but I still feel like I might be a long way off my goal.
You might be off your goal, but you are making more progress than not.
That is true.
Because if we look at right now, one of the things we talked about, the 1 in, 1 out rule, are you getting out more than you are bringing in?
I am, yes. However, a friend gave me a gift yesterday, and now I need to evaluate the gift and figure out what is similar that I have that I will be getting out in addition to all my extra stuff I'm getting out. So
yeah,
we love getting gifts, but now I think of them in a whole new light.
I know. And gifts are wonderful, and people really do give them from the heart.
Yes. And this friend definitely did. She's an awesome person.
But what a gift is, it is for you to do with as you choose, which
Yes.
I know you're keeping this
Oh,
gift.
I'm choosing.
Yes.
One is it's a really cute mug that has a quote about books because I love books. So now I have to figure out what mug I'm getting rid of, which I think I know. I bought a mug at Goodwill not too long ago that, I'm not as attached to as some of mine. So I do think I'm going to be donating that one back. I just have to take a scan of my mugs to make sure that's the one. And a little notebook, which was cute too. So gonna have to figure out what notebook.
Well, you just let go of a lot of notebooks today. So
that is true. So maybe
that should count.
That can count. Okay,
Because,
phew.
Woo.
Oh, hallelujah.
In my decluttering, I actually found several pair of capris that were holey, have some holes in them.
Yeah.
And I love them, but I decided to part with them because we're doing this decluttering experiment challenge. We're letting go of as many things as we can.
Decide we can.
Yes.
I mean, the minimalist challenge, it's like what, 465?
Yes.
Which is ultimately my goal.
Yes.
Will I hit it? I don't know. I bragged and said I thought I could do way more. However, I'm realizing decluttering 1 or 2 days a week does not get you to your goals. As I sit and work for 40 hours a week and think about all the stuff I could get out if I had the energy and time. Yes, I would hit that and then some. However, in the reality of my life, I don't know. I'm still shooting for 465. But again, our challenges will meet you where you are. Wendy's goal is much less than mine.
Yes.
Your goal could be 30 items, one a day for 30 days.
Is a good
one. It could be 15 items.
Yes.
It could be, if you do it like me, 2, 4, 6, 8 items. Just hit those weekends, 1 item a day per weekend day.
Have your box ready to go.
Yeah.
Of items that you're going to let go of and maybe donate.
Mm-hmm.
Have a box handy.
Yeah.
And when you see something, put it in.
Yes. And that's what I like to do. However, I just gave my box to Wendy because she's going to take it to the thrift store for me today to donate. So I need to go and find another box.
Find another box is your only job for this week.
Oh, she's sabotaging me, everyone.
No, I know. No, I want you to succeed, Jill, but I realize that sometimes it's overwhelming.
Oh, it is.
And you have done so much that I don't want you to get overwhelmed and lose momentum.
Yes, and burn out.
Right. That's the thing. Starting small.
Mm-hmm.
And even when I went over today, we tried to come up with something that was a small thing we could do.
Yes, because one, I was a little overwhelmed just at the start of it, just from others, life gets in your way. But what we were going to do is maybe the garage a little bit, because we looked down there and I probably could have gotten rid of a bunch of items in the garage, but I said to Wendy, I want to make a dent where I can see it and feel it upstairs where I live.
And that's one of the things I learned too, hearing about this visibility rule, is do what is most visible.
Yeah.
So whether it's a counter, whether
Mhm.
that it's your kitchen table, dining room table, whether it's your little bedside table, anything that you see often that you can make progress on makes you feel better
Yes. And
versus the garage where things are
mhm.
tucked away and you don't get
Yeah.
into as much.
And it'll feel great when I do get to the garage. And when I go down there now, I'm like, oh, this is wonderful from that one time that you and I worked in there for 30 minutes.
Mhm.
But it's not some place where I sit at the end of the day and relax.
Right. Yeah,
Especially
I
since we
might
got rid of the Chase Lounge.
right, right. Right.
So I
But you
wanted
do have
to
a couch down there.
I do, yes, and I would like to get that out, but my husband is a little hesitant, so maybe I will put that down and just relax down there sometimes just to make myself feel like I'm using it.
Yeah.
But oh, I was going to say, yeah, we had to hit the table again because the table is an ongoing battle in my house,
Yeah.
and I'm going to try for the next time that we record to have Wendy come over, and we don't have to mention how mucked up the table got. Maybe we won't even mention the table at all, not because it's bad, but because it's so good. It just looks beautiful.
Well, I think half of it is gone now just because I took back that box
Yeah, the
that I
box
brought
was
over.
big.
You mentioned that on the last
Mhm.
episode, saying, "Well, one of them is your box there," and I'm thinking, "I don't even remember
Well,
this."
this is why you wouldn't remember. I work at home once a week, and last week I normally when I finish working, I pack up my laptop and keyboard and all my stuff and put it in its traveling backpack for work. Last week I did not. So on top of your box was the laptop because when your box isn't there, I have to pull a stack of books to raise it up to not eye level, but a better level so I don't get a kink in my neck.
Oh, so you were using my
I was
box for
using it. I
and
really
that's
like
why
it.
I save those kind of boxes
Yeah.
because they raise things up like that.
Well, that is a great box. And when you said that you wanted it and you didn't really like it that much, I almost said, well, I'll keep it because it was great as my laptop riser, but I don't know where I would store it in between.
That's one thing about me is sometimes I have a lot of boxes that are
Hmm.
just handy.
I used to, but I've recycled a bunch of them.
I
So
know.
I honestly don't even know if I have one left for Goodwill donations, but
Yeah.
maybe I'll have to order something and have it shipped to me in a box so that I can get a box.
I've noticed
Wendy didn't get my joke. I was kidding, listeners. I was
No,
kidding.
I was thinking about all the boxes that I have at home because I have a section of my closet that just has empty boxes in, and that is something I've noticed too with this whole the decluttering
Uh-huh.
experiment, trying to get rid of things.
Yeah.
Another thing that I have a lot of is rags.
Yeah.
Be
Because when we got rid of my dish towels, you go, don't you have a bag rag or rag bag? And I said, no, I do not.
and
And
that
clearly you do.
I
Now
do.
I'm
I
learning.
That shocked me because I almost wanted to take them for my rag bag, but part of the decluttering
Yeah.
experiment challenge was letting go of some of the things that weren't even usable. When your rag bag that's huge, it's like a big laundry bag, is overflowing.
Okay. Why do you need that many
I
rags?
don't.
Yes, you hang on to boxes and rags. Okay, people. We need to work on some of Wendy's clutter and why she hangs
And
on to the things she hangs on to. Is that interesting? Because from our childhood, I hang on to stuff. We're saying maybe in episode 2, we talked about our past clutter. Do I hang on to stuff because I felt like I didn't have enough growing up? Did you feel like you didn't have enough cleaning supplies and storage things in our house?
I think it's because when I let go of clothes, I think that there's still a good purpose for these in a rag. So if they're too yucky to donate,
Yeah.
I put them in the rag bag, and Bill has been doing that a lot lately too. He'll get rid of old T-shirts. He's one to hang on to them a long time because they're
Oh,
useful.
yes, I've seen him.
And
I've seen him, his skin through his teeth. No, I'm kidding.
And recently he's put a lot of stuff in there. Even now, tell me, jeans do not need to be in there.
In the rag bag?
Right.
No, I wouldn't
No.
think so.
No. So
Did he put jeans in the rag
he
bag?
put these cargo shorts.
Cargo shorts, I could see
With the
maybe,
big
but
pockets and all. So I had
no.
to.
Unless he's going to cut that into rag size squares for you. No.
Right.
Yeah.
So I actually went through, this is me, my rag bag. I got out my special scissors that cut fabric. I cut down what I could cut, and I let go of the rest. That was part of the decluttering experiment challenge.
So this is what Wendy's doing during my work week while I'm trying to, she's cutting up her rags.
Jill, this did not take me days.
I know, I'm kidding.
Maybe 1 hour.
I'm just laughing because I'm trying to get rid of my house clutter and you're worried about your big rag bag. That's her clutter. This is just the two of us. I have clutter in the whole house. Wendy has one large bag of rags that she's hoarding.
Okay. All right, let's move on.
Okay. If we must.
But with this decluttering experiment challenge, we are actually, even at your house, letting go of a lot of papers.
Yes.
And we're counting that. Not individual papers, but like a stack of papers or this thing that's important.
As I handed her a stack, I'd say, recycle this. Every stack I handed, she counted as one.
So we ultimately decided today to come into your house. You wanted to make progress on things that you saw.
Yes.
And so the first thing we did is take down this box of folding chairs that you purchased that you haven't opened in a few months.
No, my husband's birthday is January 3rd. I purchased them because we were going to host his birthday party at our house. But then our mom offered to host it at her house. And Lloyd wanted it to be hosted there anyway. He didn't want me to do it because he gets stressed when people come over because the dogs. You know how the dogs are. So anyway, so I bought the chairs before I learned that the hosting was switching to Mom.
But we were able to take that big box down to the basement because we weren't sure where we would fit it yet. But that got something big out of here.
It did. And the best part is I'm still going to be hosting and bringing those up maybe someday.
Yes.
That's the goal for this year. Will I hit it?
One of Jill's goals to declutter is so that she can host.
Yeah, and I know I have some listener friends who want to be among the first to come and experience the situation of a get together at my house. So you might get to hear some of their feedback in one of these upcoming episodes.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
But we got those downstairs and then we looked around. Your living room, though, I don't feel like it's that cluttered.
No,
there's a lot of dog toys around.
Yeah.
There's some stuff on the counters, but there was this special deck of cards. I asked Jill, where is its home?
And I said, it's unhoused currently. No, I didn't say that. But it doesn't have a home. It just, I use it mostly when I'm sitting on this one chair, but it could go over in this cabinet and
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you took it over to the chair.
And I said, let's just have it live here for now.
Right.
But Wendy didn't like that.
No. What I didn't like about that is if you want to clear your end tables, you want to have a place to put things.
Right.
So maybe that if you're using it often in the living room, that is a good place to keep it in the living room. But maybe you don't always want it out just on your end table.
No,
because you have other books, computers, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Whatever you're working on the time.
Right. Yeah.
My end table is always being shuffled around with stuff, but that's where I have that place to tuck things.
Yes.
And
I do too now, everyone.
Yay.
You'll be happy to know.
So Jill has these doors and shelves under her TV.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a traditional TV stand where you open the door. You're supposed to have your VCR, DVD player, Betamax.
Maybe other DVDs, VHSs, DVDs on the side.
Right.
And so I thought, just do one door. And Jill was so building of the momentum. that she
Oh.
did everything.
Well, I
in that
didn't
whole.
hear you. In full disclosure, I did not hear you say, let's just do one.
Because didn't you hear me at one point? Oh, you're on to the next one. You're like,
Yeah,
oh,
because
yeah.
I thought you were just cheering me on
I
in
was.
our plan.
I was so excited. But then I thought, well, if she does both of them, she was removing things and letting go of things that she was going to have enough space to have one door
Yeah.
empty.
And I believe I did that because everything that was in both side doors now fit in half of one of the side doors.
Yay!
Yeah.
So that was exciting.
Yeah, that was
And
good.
the
middle part, we cleared everything out, but then I did put my little sewing kit box in there because normally it just sits on top of the buffet, which isn't necessarily a good home for it. What else? I think I left a Roku in there because I thought maybe we would use that at some point.
But right now it is empty, or there are empty spaces in
there's
this
a
whole
lot.
thing.
There's a lot of empty space.
And Jill was very excited to just leave it empty for a while.
Yes, until I get that package this week so I can have my box to donate. No, I'm just kidding.
That's right. So I'm sure soon you might fill up some stuff. But that's where Jill was talking about me running around, because we had a box of recycling, or a bag of recycling, a bag of garbage. I had to go to the shredder.
Yeah.
Where you keep your shredding.
Yep.
I was tallying as well.
Yeah. And I have a bunch of gifts I had a lot of children's books in this
that you're going to give to a friend with a baby.
I'm going to give to a friend who just had a baby. So we'll
there
see
was
if she
that.
wants
And
them.
there was the things I was taking, which were very small. I'm not sure why.
What did you take?
Well, actually, I said...
Oh, you took that travel thing. That travel, like, billfold sort of thing?
Oh, yes. Yes. I took back a travel where you put your passport and travel documents, airline tickets, which nowadays probably that's
mine
not
are all
even
on my phone except for the passport.
Right.
But I'd been hanging on to it because I liked the idea of having it, because I felt so organized when Wendy gave it to me the one time with all my travel info.
I was a travel agent at one time, and I got a lot of these for the different trips. So, and the funny thing is, I had just recently let go of one because I was cleaning out, but it was an older version of that one. So I'm like, oh, this one
is nicer.
Yeah.
So now she has that. What else did you take?
Well, did you realize I took the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer from Dad? I can give that back to you. Were you putting that somewhere else?
That was just I said, put this in the pile of stuff I haven't decided on.
Oh, okay. I got to give that back to you.
Yeah, that's mine.
I thought... I said I'd put it with the family history, and maybe you thought your family... Yeah.
I thought that, but I thought, that's odd. Why does she have a pile of my family history stuff over there? I didn't know what you meant, but I meant don't give this away.
Well, I haven't, so don't worry. We have it.
Okay.
We have it.
I'm glad we had this conversation. I mean, had it gone, I might have...
things that are more challenging to let go of.
Well, I'm a librarian again. I've mentioned that. I like books. And my idea is that if I have my house organized enough and I actually bring stuff out to decorate for the holidays, that would be a nice thing to bring out at the holiday time.
Did I ever give you the book from our other grandfather?
Yes.
The Black Stallion.
Black Beauty. I donated that. No, I'm just kidding. I kept that. That's on the bookshelf.
You kept that too.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I kept that, of course.
Well, and at one point I was very happy because you were looking through a packet of, I guess when you did library interviewing, you had put together a portfolio.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of photos. And you were thinking about, do I let this go? Do I keep it? And I was waiting for you to decide.
Yeah.
And I was very excited because I had something in my mind that I was going to say to you.
Oh, boy.
If you chose to keep it. Just
what were you going to say? Just out of curiosity.
Well, first of all, Jill said, oh, I can let this go. And I was like, oh, well, I think I had mentioned that I was going to say you just took 10 minutes looking through this. Do you want to take another 10 minutes of your life in a month or two or a year going through it all again?
That's true. I was almost going to keep it because it did have some newspaper clippings of me and different things. And I don't know. It was just my first full-time library job. And I felt a little nostalgic, I guess.
Yes.
But then I thought, do I need to look at this again?
And that's what I was going to remind you is if you keep it, you're going to have to probably one day go through it again
Yeah.
before you
And
decide to
or
let
my
it.
kids will eventually go through it and say, they're not going to want that. I mean, there's just neither one of them would feel nostalgic about my first full-time library job.
Right. Right. They probably,
I
and
mean,
you,
they'd probably like pictures, other pictures
yeah.
of them and me when they were little, but not of my first full-time library job.
And if you're going to keep photos, you really probably want to keep the photos of your kids as a
Yeah.
priority versus you with other people's kids.
Yes, and me working.
Yes. So, but that is something to think about, listeners. If you're taking the time, and I would do the same, I have photo albums, I have other things. And sometimes you really go down memory lane when you sit
Mm-hmm.
down and you start looking through these
Yeah.
things. Are you okay with the fact if you choose to keep it, you're probably going to take the same amount of time the next time?
True.
And it's okay if you are. I mean,
Yeah.
this is the thing. It's your stuff.
Right.
But even going through stuff often takes time.
Yes. And that's why in the past Clutter episode 2, you talked about how you love to organize your bedroom.
Yes.
And we talked about how my bedroom was a bit of a hot mess.
Yes.
Because I think you're able maybe more to organize without taking these memory lane detours, because anytime I've cleaned, that's why I struggle with it so much, because I start reading all the letters and and so cleaning is distraction for me, unless you're there to keep me honest.
Yeah. But you had me running around enough that I was occupied.
Yeah, this time I made you run, because last time when I ran, I had to always shout, "Don't get rid of that!"
Right. Well, the thing that we were doing today was more Jill specific because it wasn't so much stuff. It was a lot of
Memories and stuff
memories and folders with
Yeah.
things that I wouldn't know and
Yeah.
I wouldn't even question because maybe you do need to keep this for some reason.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what we did today. But really, Jill, you worked quickly considering.
I wanted to get that done. I mean, I've looked at I've looked at those memories in the past.
Okay.
And honestly, remember the episode when we talked about why my office was so messy, because I
Yeah.
emptied the desk and we shifted things around. Well, I had just decluttered that same bit of furniture probably 3 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was a second pass.
Oh, it was a second. And sometimes you need to do that.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, take a first initial pass. And I was even going to suggest to Jill that because at that point when you were looking at your library portfolio with photos, and I was even thinking in my mind, maybe she just needs to keep this and not go down memory lane and just keep it so we can get to the other stuff. But
Yeah.
you pretty quickly after I started thinking that decide,
Yeah.
no, I'm not
Well,
gonna keep it.
I wasn't taking the full memory lane stroll. I was just flip, 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 flip. I was like, oh, that was fun. Oh, there's that. I didn't even really look at it much. I just kind of flipped through it this time.
And it is just about taking the time to do things. Recently this week, because my husband has gotten involved in the Decluttering Experiment Challenge too, and realizes I can get a little help if he declutters some of his things. Well, he has these suits that were given to him by my father, and I don't even think that they were our father's.
No, I think they were our uncles, who wasn't even my father's relation.
Or size.
It was his mom's sister's husband. Yeah.
Right. So Bill at one point got all these suits. Bill doesn't really wear suits and didn't even when he was working. And I've suggested nicely to maybe go through them. There's like 6 or 7. Do you need to keep all of them if you don't even wear them? Oh, someday I'll go through them. Well, this week he did. I came home and on the freezer chest, because I said, if you declutter anything, put it there, because then I can count it in my tally.
Yeah.
I come home, he has a pile of clothing on the freezer chest. Apparently he tried it all on and he was just in shock. He's like, I don't even know why I was keeping these. They don't even fit. So we've had them in our closet for at least 5 years.
Yep.
They didn't even fit. The sleeves were too short.
That's pretty
He's
funny.
like, I don't know what, he kept shaking his
Yeah.
head. I don't know what I was thinking, but we get caught and we don't have enough time. There's
Right.
more important things to do, which is
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
But sometimes starting small, taking one drawer, taking
Mm-hmm.
one clothing item in your closet and trying it on to see, can you
Mm-hmm.
let it go? So,
Yeah, I mentioned that to Lloyd, that if he would get rid of some stuff, that I said, Bill's getting rid of stuff and you need to help me out. And he was not a fan of that. He said, I don't have to get rid of stuff just because Bill is.
well,
And I
that is
said,
true.
even to help me? And he said, especially to help. No, I'm just kidding. He didn't say
No,
that.
but that is true. We can't, the best thing that we can do, really, if we want to get our family on board, is just to get ourselves on
Oh,
board.
yeah. Yeah.
And to build, I think the decluttering momentum is catching on to Bill, because I've been asking him
Mm-hmm.
for years to maybe look at his suits, and he never has. But
Yeah.
this experiment has.
Well, the problem with my whole household, including me, is we're all a little bit oppositional. So probably the more I lean into the decluttering, the further away from it Lloyd will lean, but that's okay. I'll just have to get rid of more of my stuff.
But you are making good
I
progress,
am.
Jill.
Yeah, I am.
Yes. And do you want to share how many you did today?
Today alone in a very small space. Maybe we can put a picture up on the internet, the internet, up on the Instagram. Out of a very small space, I got rid of 76 items.
Wow.
76, yeah.
Yay. Well, some of those were clothes from the basement, but
Oh,
just a
okay.
few. Maybe
6.
6.
6 things. 7 if you
So
count
so
the one that
70
we
right
are
from that little
donating.
area. So everyone, we are counting things that are smaller.
Mm-hmm. I mean, there were a lot of cords.
A lot of cords.
Yeah. A lot of cords. Yeah.
A lot of recycling, a lot of
Mm-hmm. A lot of folders that were recycled, like Wendy said, the library portfolio, a couple other. Just remember when you used to go on interviews back in the day. I don't know, I haven't been on an interview in so long, and you would take like a little leather notebook almost
yeah.
with a
What
legal pad in it.
yeah.
Yeah, I had one of those from one of Eilish's old jobs. I had one from when I graduated from library school for the iSchool.
And
Yeah.
some books to donate to the library
Some,
to give to your friend who had a baby.
Yep, lots of stuff that I was just hanging on to, not touching.
Right in your living room,
Right
the
in the living
main
room.
living
Yeah.
space, not boxed away down in the basement. So that's
No.
great.
Yeah.
That
I mean, it was behind doors, but it was haunting me.
you are no longer haunted
I
by
am
that.
no longer haunted.
Okay. So that kind of wraps up what we've done today. Now we also
Yeah.
have to follow up on Jill's fridge magnets. We've been meaning to do that
Yes,
because she has an update.
I do. I spent a week with a bright white fridge. I think I did say that Lloyd and I both were like, whoa, this is a little too sterile. So Wendy suggested putting 5 back. I put 5 back and I was going to add some for the next week, but I forgot, I guess. I don't know. I got to doing something else, but I did put 5 back. And I am so decluttery frazzled today that I did not bring my phone to record. I don't know. I hope it's at home. I hope it's not in one of the trash bags that we took out to the curb. But I did take a picture of one of the 5 things that I put back on the fridge that I will read to you next time. This nice quote that I had in the midst of my clutter. So you will have to listen to episode 8 if you want to hear what I currently have on my fridge, but I can see now because it's not cluttered in there. And yeah, I have 5 things. I'm going to maybe put a couple more this weekend because
Right.
Lloyd said he'd still like a few more, and I would too.
And that's the thing. Add a few more, see how you feel. If you still feel like you need more, add a few more.
Yeah.
So that's our one experiment on the fridge, just to
Right.
see what is the actual clutter threshold, as they say.
Yes.
If we're living above our clutter threshold, then things can get out of control really fast.
Oh, yeah.
And that momentum can go the other way.
Oh, it
So,
did. And so much so that I had a nice quote about hanging on to things amongst the clutter. Yeah.
That'll
I
be funny.
wish I had the
I
quote
can't
with
wait. I
me.
should have listened to that.
Yeah.
Okay, and then in a couple weeks too, we are going to reveal our numbers for the
Mhm.
decluttering experiment challenge. So you'll have to stay tuned for that. And then also episode 12 or 13 is going to be our quarterly check-in
Oh,
with how Jill's feeling with all those statements that I read to
yes.
her the first day.
Yeah.
So after a full quarter
Mhm.
of the year,
Oh
we're
boy.
going to check in with her and
Yeah.
see if she's feeling any better, because that's what the experiment is, really, to get Jill
Feeling less chaotic,
right,
more calm.
more calm.
But boy, those dogs today, they were not calm when we came
They
in.
were they would still get a 1 or a 10 or whatever the
Oh,
one
I don't
is.
know if they'll ever get there, but we'll
But
see.
we'll see. We'll see. Well, it's been great talking with you today, Jill.
Yeah, yeah, it's good. I'm just frazzled. I don't know if you could tell in my energy, but I'm a little ah,
Oh, so we hope you get some relaxation this week
yeah,
and calm in your living
I
room with
hope
the
so. But
decluttering.
yeah, we'll see. We'll see. We'll keep you posted.
Well, thanks for joining us for the decluttering experiment. We hope you will join us next time to see what progress has been made.
If any.